Welcome back, everyone. JAYBONE here for Smash This Podcast. To my left, your right, Uncle Mark is in the house to help me with this. What is going on, my dude?
I am just taking a break in the middle of my workday to do this. What could be cooler? Well, it's Friday, so I'm done after this. Well,
there you go.
Because I'm done already. This isn't work, so
starting this weekend a little early, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We got people in the chat already. All right. What's up, Chris?
Tremendous. Welcome, Chris Washington. How you doing? So we have an absolutely loaded card to go over here. Plus, we'll talk maybe there's a few question marks out there, and we'll talk about them throughout when we step upon them. But as we're going through this, folks, light up the chat. Let us know your thoughts going into this weekend's Revolution. Who are your picks for these matches? For these matches. And if you're on the Twitch, go ahead and smash that follow. You can sub, you can share bits, you can do all that stuff. If you're on YouTube, if you're new here, by all means, hit that sub button. We got less than 40 to go to hit the 1K, folks. This is the year. It's going to happen. I got a feeling.
Almost there. What is it? How far away?
Less than 40.
Yeah, last time I checked, it was 39, so that's checks out.
Well, last night it was 38, but, we know what happened last night, so whatever.
Yeah.
We won't get into that. So, in general, Mark, how excited are you for Revolution on Sunday?
This is a stacked card. They managed somehow to get everyone in the company on the card. So there's a lot to be excited about because there's kind of something for everyone on this. 2 matches for me, to be honest, early on. The first couple matches that were announced, I was like, whatever, no big deal. Then they announced the death match. I think that for most of us, and I imagine that's the match, right? Like we haven't seen a proper barbed wire death match in a long time, since the 90s. They brought in Inoki to pump it up. That has the makings, between the two guys that are in it, probably the best face currently in the business, best baby face in Moxley, and Kenny Omega may be the best wrestler in the world by a lot of people's standards. I don't see any way you can go wrong with that match. It's probably worth the $50 alone. And then the other match that I'm really looking forward to is the women's match, which is actually on the pre-show, that involves Hikaru Shida, Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker, and not Rebel. What's she called here? Reba. Yeah. So those 2 matches.
Yeah, and you never know if they're going to announce some last minute thing to throw on the pre-show too, but we'll see. We'll go with what we've got for now. We'll cover all the names and who's facing who for what and what's on the line and everything. So and speaking of the buy-in, let's cover that first. For Revolution this Sunday, we've got Thunder Rosa tagging up with Rio versus Britt Baker. Oh, excuse me. Was it DMD Britt Baker?
TMD.
I think that's what it is, what they say. And her personal assistant, or whatever you want to call her, Reba.
Oh, that was my mistake. I said Shida instead of Rio, didn't I? That's my bad.
I missed it. That's okay. She's in another match. We'll get to that. So, your thoughts on this buy-in match, this women's tag?
Well, it looks like the chat's telling us that we could see a substitution in this match, or not could, but are going to, and that Rebel's injured. And so we're getting a mystery partner.
Oh, we're getting a mystery.
So
you know what?
Everything.
I saw a tweet about her getting, or no, who was it? Oh, Serena Deeb. I saw she got a scope on her leg or knee or something. No, I did not hear about that. So I guess Britt Baker's getting a mystery tag team partner. Well, that'll be interesting.
That doesn't change my prediction, but it does make the match even more interesting. I love that this match is on the buy-in. I am a big fan of the pre-show match. with over on Impact Wrestling, what they're doing with Before the Impact on BTI with the match leading into the regular Impact Wrestling on Tuesdays. Big fan. Shows like the buy-ins that AEW has done in the past for all of their pay-per-views and like Fighter Fest and things like that. I've really enjoyed as well. I am one of those who subscribes to the opinion that that match is not a low card match. That's actually a really good position in the card to be on, because there's a lot of responsibility on you to sell any fence sitters in that last minute to buy the pay-per-view. So I look at that as an honor to be in that match. Whereas I know people shit on, the women get put on the pre-show and that's bullshit. I look at it the other way around. I think you put the women on the pre-show because that's where you get eyes. Look at any of the numbers on YouTube. Look at the numbers when Sasha and Bailey are on TV. You know?
Right. Yeah. And their women's, and that's been a topic of discussion and some controversy over the course of the last year. It's been rough, their women's division has struggled and has slowly but surely, made a comeback. They've been slowly bringing in some more names over the course of the last 6 months to a year, and they've had some injuries, and they've still done their best to put some ladies out there to shine, including bringing some others in from the NWA, like Thunder Rosa and Serena Deeb. So yeah, it's still going to be a lot of fun, I think. So who is your pick for this one?
It wouldn't have changed. I'm going with Rosa and Riho.
Okay. I'm gonna go with I think I'm gonna go with Britt Baker, because I'm really curious to see who her partner is.
Well, we are getting requests in the chat too to predict that, which it only makes sense that we do try and guess who this mystery partner is going to be.
Yeah. So who do you think? You want to throw out a name or two? What do you think?
I'll throw out a name that I think is probable, and I think it's a curveball. I think we're going to see Big Swole.
Oh, could be. We haven't seen her in a bit, have we?
Yeah. I know she was babyface last time we saw her, but it's been a while.
Has she been injured? I don't remember why she's been off TV.
I don't know. I don't either. Chad, any help?
I haven't heard anything. I'm going to just throw something out there, and I'm going to... Oh, Eric's throwing a big name out there. See, now I'm on that same thing. He said Deanna. I'm going to say Jordan Grace.
Wow, you think it'll be somebody from Impact? I like Critical Sting's comment. Allison Kay. She's already been established in AEW. There's some good ones out there.
Yeah, it certainly could.
Yes, Critical Sting. She did.
It's
yeah. That's why I think it's like, I think it would be a curveball, to get Big Swole back in Britt's corner.
It certainly would be. It's you never know. And it's the pre-show, and I don't want to overthink this. Like, oh, somebody's a heel, somebody's a baby face. Yeah. You never know. Yeah. You never know what Tony has up his sleeve and what he's got planned for the women's division.
What's cool is that we have options that we can say that about the women's division in AEW right now, because you already made the point that they, the pandemic hit them the hardest of every promotion. They lost more than half the roster. Chris Statlander went down with an over year-long injury now at the time. I mean, it was just brutal for the division. Like the ability to pivot from Tony Khan to go to Billy Corgan in the NWA and to bring in, their struggling women's division and put them together to limp through this until they could get back on their feet now. And I think we saw on Dynamite last Wednesday a lot of good presence from the women. The opening match, the women both looked great, and in the women's match, that was fantastic. Nyla Rose and I forget her name right now. Sorry, I wasn't not familiar with her. She's wrestling Sheeta on this card.
Yeah.
Fantastic match.
Critical Sting says Awesome Kong is still. Yeah, she's still.
Is she really?
Well, she's still on the roster, but we haven't seen her in a long time. So who knows?
Yeah,
who knows?
Since the Nightmare Collective, right?
Yeah, and she went to go do some filming on something, and then
Glow, right?
Yeah, I think it was Glow. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, let put some names in the chat. Let us know who you think it could be. I haven't heard any updates on Chris Statlander and her progress. I don't think she's ready to come back, but you never know. I mean, she's been making appearances on BTE and Sammy Guevara's not podcast, vlog.
I'll pop huge if it's Statlander. I'm a big fan. She's great.
Oh yeah. And she was really an important name when everything started going south. She was a really important name as far as reestablishing the women's division. So yeah, we'll see. But nonetheless, all right. So you got Thunder Rosa, Rio. I've got Britt Baker and question mark. not the question mark.
No.
Rip.
Rest in peace. Question mark.
Yeah. All right. So let's this is a big one to unfold. I don't want to overthink this one either, but we got the Casino Tag Team Battle Royal. 15 teams. All right. Let's see. I think this is all of them. This is what I got in front of me. So I'm just going to quick list this off. We got the Seidel brothers. We got Cesar Bonani and Peter Avalon. Peter Avalon. We got Top Flight, Private Party, Bear Country, Gun Club, which is Austin and his papa, Billy. The Natural Nightmares, Dustin Rhodes and QT Marshall. Chaos Project, Luther and Serpentico, the Varsity Blondes, a great up-and-coming team. Brian Pillman and Griff Garrison. SCU, Daniels and Kazarian. Inner Circle, Ortiz and Santana. Dark Order, Evil Uno and Stu Grayson. Another one from the Dark Order, Reynolds and Silver. And another one, 5 and 10. That squad's just loaded. And last but certainly not least on this list is Pac and Phoenix representing Death Triangle. I think that's all of them. I'm horrible at math, and I haven't had enough coffee yet today, so I'm not going to try to count that. So you folks can do that.
If it makes you feel any better, I have the same list. I have a matching list, so I think we're good. But we're at least close, if nothing else.
So what do you think, Mark? Who would you try to pick out of this?
I mean, obviously I can't make a really intelligent guess here. I will say this. AEW is flexing some nuts in this match that they can book 15 tag teams in a single match. Holy shit. I don't really know how you predict, going by numbers, sheer numbers, the Dark Order looks pretty good because they've got 75 people in this match. Dark Order members 1 through 10 are represented in this match. However, I am going to go ex-LAX, our boys from Impact Wrestling, motherfucking Santana and Ortiz, because damn, they need this shine, and I'm sick of them not getting it. They're going to run this shit. It's going to be them and Death Triangle is the last 2 teams left. I think all 4 are going to make it to the end, right? Because it's one person is eliminated, both teams are out. Both members are out, right? That's how they're running this. So,
I think so. Yeah, it's every 90 seconds, and I don't have the rules in front of me.
Yeah, it's a wacky match. I don't remember exactly what the rules are either, but I'm going to go with Santana and Ortiz.
I'm not sure about the whole elimination thing. Like if one's out, both is out. I'm not sure about that.
Eric Travis says there's a mystery team in this one too.
Oh
my God. How? There's gonna be 32 people in this match. What the fuck?
That's pretty loaded. Gosh, I don't know who I would pick out of this. It's really difficult. I mean, certainly, the Dark Order do have the odds in their favor. I'm gonna say I'm gonna go off. I'm just gonna say Evil Uno and Stu Grayson.
They could use a big win like that, huh? They haven't had an actual big win in a long time as a team.
I feel like they need one.
I mean, they were kind of the de facto leaders for so long, and now sometimes you don't see either one of those guys other than in the background for weeks at a time. They could really use it too.
Because they're really underrated, and I would love to see them against the Young Bucks.
I'd agree with that.
That's assuming they win here. So we'll see.
We saw that already, didn't? Well, on the Indies we have, but I thought we saw it in AEW. Maybe not.
I think we did, but it was like super early in their inception. So
yeah, totally different world now.
Oh yeah. Yeah, a lot has changed over the course of the last year and a half to 2 years of this brand being around. So, mystery team.
Oh my god,
I don't even know. Did you got any names off the top of your head?
Yes, I'm gonna go with Reno Scum. Oi, oi, oi!
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Could
I want
be
to see some impact action. Let's do it.
Tag team. I'm going to go with a tag team I've been dying to see.
Oh, I know where we're going.
Since they've been let go over a year ago, I believe now we're going into now. The former Ascension guys, and I can never remember what they're currently named now. Formerly known as Ascension, Connor and damn it, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. Are they even active, or have they just been out of the picture completely for the last year?
They've done a few indies, and they've got like some new merch out there on a couple different sites. They got a PWTs thing out there. They're actually they're just ripe for the picking. It's just a matter of time. They said they're going to show up on TV somewhere, but that was almost a year ago when that interview happened. So,
well, and I'm sure they had the best intentions to, but maybe all the feds looked at him and had a different idea.
Critical Sting, thank you, Connor and Victor. I couldn't think of that. Yeah, AOP, Enzo, and Big Cass certainly probable names in there too. Yeah.
Enzo and Big Cass seems like a really good pick.
They were just in Lariato Pro. That's Gallows thing, and Cass got a big pop. He looked incredible. I talked about that recently on here too. So we'll see. There's certainly any of those names could be.
I like that pick a lot. I'm going to stick with the Scum just because I want it so bad, but I really like Enzo and Cass. That seems likely.
And they're going to have a great crowd to get a big pop. They're going to did you hear the number that they got coming in? The amount of people coming to have tickets at Revolution?
No, I heard it was 1,000 for Dynamite this week. What are they going up to?
It's 1,300.
Wow.
Yeah, they're going to have a decent amount of people there.
Man, we might actually be able to hear some real pop.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. All right, we continue here. We got a big money match. I wrote down all the dollar symbols here. We got Matt Hardy versus Hangman Adam Page, and it's for the first quarter earnings of 2021. It's a pretty big purse, I'm assuming, depending on who you're talking about. But both these guys are top guys. So, and I've liked this feud. It's gone back and forth.
I've really enjoyed it as well.
Matt Hardy as like a mentor here, a new kind of heel. It's similar to how he was before he was doing the whole broken universe thing, but it's on another level because he's trying to bring other people like under his wing, but also take their money at the same time. Yeah. But he's also handing out big money prizes to do his bidding, like Jack Evans and Angelico, stuff like that we've seen recently. What do you think about Matt Hardy?
Huge Matt Hardy fan since the very beginning, since the first time I saw the Hardy Boys. Still am. Love what he's doing now. I love that he was able to recover. He had the unfortunate luck of debuting in the very first empty arena pandemic show with the broken gimmick, which I thought was really cool the way it was done with Vanguard 1 and Jericho and everything. But it didn't have the same passion and feel that it did in Impact Wrestling. And he was able to pivot and go through several iterations of Matt Hardy over the years, including V1. We saw the Lake Reincarnation, where we saw several versions. And now we've got big money, and it's perfect. I love him as a mentor. He's still great in the ring with what he's doing. He's limited his in-ring style, thankfully, after the Guevara feud, where we saw, that the style had to change. Like, I think that was just plain as day. I'm sure
it was too much. It was just too much for him. Yeah,
it was too much. I'm sure Rebby had a few choice words to give him about that. And now we're seeing, we're seeing something similar to what we saw, I think, with his brother Jeff in the Willow character, right? An extension of his career via limited in-ring style. Young talent that's working hard in the ring when they're out there with Matt. Isaiah and Mark Quinn are busting their asses doing 75% of the work. It's great for them. It's great for Matt. I love everything about this. I love the feud with Paige. I like the Dark Order's role in it. I think it's going to play a role here. I'm excited for this one. This should be a great match.
Oh yeah. I've liked this feud, and I've really become like it's been a slow burn for me. As like I've always been a fan of Matt Hardy and been behind his him recovering and becoming a better person all around. I've seen that road. It's been bumpy. But he's really come out on top. He's in some of the best shape of his career right now, not including the bumps with the Sammy Guevara stuff.
Hey, but, at least he was smart enough to change after that.
Yeah. He's getting away from that. And what he's doing now is, not as physical. I mean, he's still wrestling, obviously, but it's smart what he's doing now. His whole mentor managing role is great. I love it. Similar to what MVP is doing for like the Hurt Business and stuff like that.
Absolutely. This shift in his character is going to extend his career another 5 years.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it'll really add his worth to the rest of the roster, whoever he decides to bring under his wings. Yeah. But Hangman Adam Page, it's been a slow burn for me becoming a fan of his. Like, I've always liked him, but he was never like one of my favorites. And over the course of this last year, he's like every match, just a little more and a little more and a little more. And now he's like one of my favorites, honestly, in this brand.
Yeah, for me, same experience, but it's not the in-ring match style. I feel like he hasn't changed a lot there. It's the character evolution. Like to me, this is really, really nice long-term stuff. They brought him in and gave him a reason to be at the very top of the card and to lose to Jericho, which immediately put him into the downward spiral, which we've seen go full evolution through his relationship with Kenny. And now we're seeing like the third act recovery through the Dark Order. And it's the kind of long-term storytelling that you beg for as a wrestling fan. I wasn't a Hangman Page fan at all. At first, I hated his gimmick. I didn't care for his in-ring style. I was pretty much a Hangman hater. I have changed a lot. I really can appreciate the work he's doing now. The alcoholism arc, the Dark Order arc, what he's doing with Matt, the Kenny story, the tag team stuff, the Young Bucks stuff. He's a great performer for sure.
Yeah. And the whole drinking gimmick kind of weird on me a little bit, I'll be honest. But
the length of it?
No, just what it was. It just kind of turned me off for a bit. But I'm glad they've kind of steered away from that, because it is kind of a controversial thing. I'm not saying they can't do anything like that, but as much as they were doing with him, it was kind of like, it's getting a little Scott Hall-ish,
You know what? For me, it didn't venture into I was going to say the Jeff Hardy, Scott Hall territory, but I respect that people have that around certain issues in wrestling. To me, it feels like it's been absolutely critical to his character development, and we couldn't be here without how far they went with it. But I can see where they're coming from.
Yeah, and it did make me hate him. I just didn't like big picture wise. Like, I was like, all right, I just didn't like the concept of it. So, but yes. So I love this. This is going to be really. It's almost got that like a hanging briefcase kind of thing. Like you've got your briefcase that you're going for is hanging, and it's full of money, and you gotta reach up and grab it. It's got that kind of feel, sort of, except there's no hanging briefcase.
There's no gimmick. It feels like a gimmick match with no gimmick.
Yeah. So it's kind of funny, but I still like it. So
who you got in this one?
Oh, I gotta go Hangman Adam Page.
I'm going Matt Hardy.
All right.
unconventional. I think again, I feel like they're going to extend this feud via Matt win here to get Paige into the Dark Order. I feel like we're almost there.
Oh, it's like right on the edge of it. And with I feel like Matt Hardy's evolution of taking everybody under his wing is also they're gonna give his stable a name soon. I feel like I don't know what.
I don't know that I see the name coming imminently, but I do see more growth because I see this feud with the Dark Order. Like we know that AEW likes stables. Like that's their thing. Skull, what's up, man? You know I love the cock. I was actually watching some Punky on the cock earlier. Hell yeah, I'm a cock lover since day one. I told y'all. I'm not kidding. Awesome. Paramount Plus can kiss my ass. I don't stray from the cock anymore.
And that's where the whole
that's where the cock came from.
That's where it just goes off the rails there. All right. Behave yourself.
No way. This is Smash This Podcast. I don't have to.
Right. Anything goes here. Yeah,
Eric wants to know if we see somebody helping Matt. Oh yeah, absolutely, without a doubt.
It certainly could. Like, I don't think it's like any like. I don't think it's a no DQ match, but we could see that change. You know, if we could certainly see some kind of shenanigans. I don't want to overthink this and start predicting like big things for like each match and mystery stuff. But
I definitely see interference though. That's Matt's character right now.
And that'll help bring in Dark Order too. Hell, we might even see -1. We'll see.
Oh yeah, we got to see -1 on the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I love what they've done for that role and that character and that family and
how they've embraced the family and they've done everything they could to make this kid's, live just a experience with this company as positive as possible.
Yeah, to roll over an 8-year contract to a kid, and the family, and
it's wild.
I don't understand. Like, I'm not the biggest AEW fan. I think pretty much everyone in this chat knows I'm an Impact fan above all, but I don't know how you can't root for AEW. The heart and soul of this company, and Tony Khan is such a good person, and you can tell. And the things that they do and the way that they react to things and the honesty and integrity for a lot of it. I mean, yeah, they've got some worker safety issues for sure they need to fucking take care of.
Yeah.
But, I think at the end of the day, this is the antithesis of another company up north that's run by someone who's pretty much like Satan on earth. So, and I said it, fuck you, Vince McMahon. So, I root for AEW. I root for Impact. I root for everybody else. Let's go. Right. Let's go AEW.
There you go. All right. So next here we got the Face of the Revolution match. It's a ladder match. 6 participants. We know 5 of them. Let's go through the list. We got Cody Rhodes, Pentagon, and Scorpio Sky. And then over the last couple of weeks, we had matches to determine spots number 4 and 5. We got Lance Archer winning his match, and this week Platinum Max Caster.
That was an awesome call. What a cool booking decision that is for Max Caster.
Yeah, well, I heard his tag team partner is injured, so it's also nice to see because of like what you were just talking about, like screw WWE, how they do so many times. If someone's on the shelf, they take the other guy and just put him on the shelf next to him. It's like, no, man, freaking use them. Let them keep them out there. Keep that team in the eyes of the fans. Keep them relevant. And especially with an up-and-coming guy like Max Caster, man. Dude, he is so much fun.
Oh, my God. He's got such a bright future. I love him. He's fantastic. He's really good. I'm happy to see him get the spot. I want to pick him in this match, but I don't think they're going to go that way. But it'd be great if he won.
So the winner of this gets a shot at the TNT title. That's Darby Allin's title because he's not defending. He's in the street fight, and we'll get to that in a bit. So Cody, Pentagon, Scorpio Sky, Lance Archer, Max Caster, and mystery person that was announced. And it's so one thing that Tony Khan made prevalent in this last preview unrestricted podcast he just did within the last 24 hours or so. He said that the Big Show's announcement, the big signing that's coming on Sunday, is not the same as the person in this ladder match. They are different. So there's a few surprises separate here. Okay. So for those that didn't know that, now you know. So first of all, who do you think the mystery man is?
Man, I don't have a great guess here, but I do think it's going to be somebody who is already established in AEW. I don't think it's a new signing or somebody from an outside promotion because of the nature of the match, the face of the Revolution. I feel like it's somebody who's already ingrained in the company or as part of the company. I'm just trying to think of who's on the shelf and needs a big return, like kind of a heroic return, but I can't think of anyone.
Oh, man. No, I can't either.
That's my logic, though, right? That's where I'm going, is I think it's an AEW person. Give me a little bit more time, and you go. Who do you think it's going to be?
I think, honestly, I think it's going to be Ethan Page.
Yeah, I think that's the obvious one, but I don't think it's going to be Page. I think he's going to WWE.
See, I thought that too, but he did not show up in this recent class that went with Taya Valkyrie, and there's a Parker Bordeaux.
Hey, that's enough. We know who went there, J-Bone. You don't have to repeat the whole class.
Sorry.
Jeez. God. Who's this going to be?
Sorry, Mark.
Now I'm distracted. I don't even fucking know who it's going to be. It's going to be, I don't know. Who do you got, J-Bo? Come on, chat. Give me some guesses besides Page. Don't know what give a fuck about Ethan Page, anyways.
I don't know. They did just announce a new signing. Sean something. They just within the last couple hours.
You know who it's going to be? I know who it's going to be.
I
have a guess. I don't think it's even like a big return. I think it's going to be Shawn Spears. Because we just saw Shawn Spears come out and have a pretty prominent role on television. And then, we don't know what his direction is going to be. I could totally see them inserting Shawn Spears in this match. Brand new look, brand new shirt, brand new horseman. Shawn Spears. That's my guess.
All right. Sean Dean. That's the guy that just got signed. Yeah.
Sean Dean. Who's that? I don't know who that is.
You just go on the Twitter feed for AEW. You'll see the picture they put up there. He's been in a lot of AEW dark stuff over the course of this last year, and they officially signed him now. So
okay, I don't watch a whole lot of dark match here and there, but
Eric's thrown a few names out there: RVD, Dalton Castle, Sean Dean. I saw Ziggy Dice in there.
Yeah, that'd be awesome if it was Ziggy Dice. He wouldn't fit in this match, I don't think, for a debut, but.
No, but I mean, that'd
be cool, though.
The thing is, the one thing Tony said about him is it's somebody new and fun. So I don't know.
He did say it's somebody new?
I think he did.
Then it's not Shawn Spears. Shawn Spears ain't fun either.
No, he's pretty
new and fun. Got to be Ethan Page then, right? Like I could have sworn he was going to go to WWE. He seems like a natural fit for WWE.
It seems like it. I mean, he'd have to uproot his whole family, so that's a deal too.
Good point.
I don't know.
Good point.
That's
Man, I really don't have a good guess. This is actually a great mystery because I really can't, and I've known about it for days, right? And I can't think of a decent guess there.
I'm gonna say Pentagon though. Who's your minus the mystery? Who would you pick?
Archer.
Archer. Okay.
Yeah. Pentagon would be great. That's who I want to win, probably. But
yeah,
I think it's.
I don't think it's Cody. This is like Cody's last hurrah before.
Baby
time. Yeah.
I think we're not going to see Cody for a while after this.
Yeah. AEW women's title match. Hikaru Shida defending her title against the winner of the Eliminator tournament. The bracket that we just had over the course of the last few weeks, Ryo Mizunami.
The name I could not remember. Unfortunately, I know nothing about her outside of apparently she was in a match, the first Double or Nothing, which I saw, and I don't particularly remember her. And then I've seen her match on TV
Yeah.
And that's it. You know, that's it. She's strong style. She's kind of built like a brick shit house, like Jordan Grace, you know, like strong, like stocky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she was really hyped up, very Joshi style, which is not like super my thing. You know, like I like some of it a lot, but of course, this being for the women's title, this is a match I'm extremely interested in. I think Hikaru Shida is one of the 2 or 3 best female wrestlers on the planet, any promotion period, and she's starved for competition. So they had to go out and bring somebody they knew she could work with already in. I think we're going to get a fucking banger of a match for sure.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I bet you they give these women, you know, 13, 14, 15 minutes for this. I think it's just going to be awesome. And I actually think, as much as I love Sheeta, I mean, I'm wearing a Sheeta shirt, by the way. Like,
oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm totally repping the Sheeta. I think they're going to move the belt off of her because you didn't bring Mizunami over for a couple of matches. I think you need to freshen that title scene up. God, I love Hikaru Shida. I wish she would be the champion for another year or two. She could have a Jazz NWA run as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to move the belt, so I'm going to go Mizunami in this one, as much as I dislike that.
All right. No, that's fine. I'm going to say Hikaru Shida, though.
Nice. I hope you're right.
And one of the things is why this morning they announced Series 6 for the Unrivaled, and one of the new ones is her figure. Yeah. So I feel like the time is right to let's get one last big match out of that before the figure drops.
Good logic.
Sooner. So that's just, I was like,
good
okay.
Logic. Yeah, that's real world business, financial based logic. You can't argue with that.
Yeah.
And hey, what bullshit is that she's just getting a figure? Nothing against Brandy Rhodes, who I think is super fine. But why did she have a figure? Well, I know why, but come on. Hikaru Shida is the female face of this company. Not Brandy Rhodes, not Britt Baker, not Vicky Guerrero, not anybody. It is Hikaru Shida. She is clearly the face of this company. It's about time.
Well, Rio got one too.
Did she really?
Yeah, she was in the series 4 or 5.
I mean, I don't hate Rio, but she's not a bigger draw than Shida is for this company.
I mean, I liked her as champ, but it was
okay. That match with Nyla where she dropped the belt was one of my favorite women's matches in the company.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah. She was just never one of my favorite women to back, But,
yeah, no, same. She's, man, it's hard to believe 98 pounds of Riho when they keep pounding on the fact that she's so small and 98 pounds. It's commentary doesn't, JR in particular doesn't do her any favors on commentary and never has. So she's fucking small. We get it. She's fucking small, 98 pounds. She's tiny. But if you keep fucking doing that, it's going to be hard for me to believe she can win, And she actually is a really great wrestler. If she were, 50 pounds or 20 pounds heavier, 30 pounds heavier, she'd be a real threat.
And she was able to, tell a good story in the ring with whoever she was with. But there were, certainly ones that stood out more. But yeah, Hikaru Shida, just, I don't know, there's something about her.
She's amazing.
Just her presence and everything just made her look like a bigger star, in my opinion.
Her power, her look, her ring ability. I mean, just her social media presence and how adaptable she is, her desire to learn English and be part of the community, and just everything about her. Hikaru Shida is, her Deonna Purrazzo are probably the best female wrestlers active right now.
Yeah,
that's the two I'd put up there.
So who are you? So you're picking Rio, and I'm picking Hikaru Shida in this. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Yeah. Well, nonetheless, it's going to be a banger of a match. I can't wait.
Yeah, I agree.
All
they
right,
better give it a lot of time.
Oh, I'm sure they will. Yeah, they'll give it at least 15 minutes, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
And all right, next we got Street Fight A lot of people talking about this one over the last few weeks, more positively, I think, than when they first announced it, honestly.
Yeah.
Brian Cage and Ricky Stark representing Team Taz versus the Icon, Sting, and TNT champion Darby Allin. No titles on the line here. He's just Sting's partner.
Not to be too overly negative, but there's no title online because this title's been so devalued because of this feud. It doesn't mean anything anymore. This title meant the world. This was the title of the company when Cody held it. I'm not a Cody fan, but Cody made this title important as hell. Now this title doesn't mean anything. I can't even remember the last time besides Janela, it was defended.
Well, when this match is over, whoever is gonna win that ladder match we talked about a little bit ago, the focus is going to be back. Yeah. So this was just a slight detour, and they'll put the shine back on the title.
It's been a long detour, though. They could have done this in a lot less time, you know.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of focus on Sting and the whole mystery of why he's there, and the slowly bringing together of Darby Allin and Sting. And
they should have just left the belt out of it, because they could have told that story without wrapping up a belt in it and taking it off TV essentially for 3 months.
Yeah,
or whatever it's been. I mean, we've seen it before. It's just one of those things. You get some good, some bad. This is a young promotion. So
sure.
It's got really high peaks and it's got some really low valleys, and they haven't found their true identity yet. And I get that, and I'm willing to give them the grace. I love Darby Allin. The TNT title was a fantastic title leading up to this. I'm a little stinger still. There's nothing but good shit surrounding it. I just feel like, and maybe it's just me, I don't know, chat sound off, I feel like the belt is a joke right now. They need to rebuild that belt.
They will. They absolutely will. They just putting Darby Allin with Sting was important to tell the story.
Yeah, because they should have just left the belt out though.
Yeah, well, I mean, he always brought the belt around to just remind people that he is the champ. But the people will be lining up as soon as this match is done. Trust me. Yeah. So who you got in this? You got Team Taz, or you got the Stingers?
I just don't see any way that Team Taz goes over here for any other reason than I just can't see them.
They've had a lot of muscle going into this feud.
Yeah, I mean, the criticism, there was a lot of criticism levied by you, me, everyone. Probably not you. You're generally very positive. But on Sting being not active and just cutting the same promo over and over again in typical AEW fashion. They heard the fans' criticism. They corrected course on it. Sting has been active. He's been taking bumps, been delivering splashes and deathlocks and drops. And it's been awesome because we're all little stingers. Every fucking one of you, whether you say so or not, or is a little stinger at heart. There's no way that Ricky Starks and Garbage Cage go over Sting and Darby Allin. And I think it's a well-known fact I'm not a Brian Cage fan. That dude sucks. But Ricky Starks is a badass, though. That dude has a bright future.
He is. And the fact that Taz always gives him time to talk is great. And they recognize that. It's not just Taz always hogging the mic.
Yes. Dude, the fact that they give him time with Taz every time is, what a show. That's a good point.
And it's props to Taz, and that he can, represent these guys and, put some shine on them. I like this team. Yeah. And of course you've got Powerhouse Hobbs,
who I like as well.
Oh,
you have trouble with Will Hobbs. You've had trouble with his name since it was Will Hobbs.
Well, it's been so much focus on Cage and Starks that Hobbs hasn't been around much. So,
well, I think we're about to see maybe Hobbs decide Team Taz ain't for him after all. Anyways, kind of looks like they're leaning that way a little bit.
Maybe.
I mean, eventually it has to happen, but
they didn't want to make this a 3-on-3, so he's kind of off to the side for a bit. So you want the more recognizable names in this. So
for sure.
We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I got Sting and Darby.
Yeah.
Too.
Are you excited for this match? Because to be honest with you, my level of excitement has gone up, but it's still not real high.
It's been another slow burn. Like I was excited to see him, and I was really. It's one of those things where, because I am an old school fan, and you worry about the health of these guys. Like, are they ready to do what you want them to do? And I was like, okay, it could have been just a tag match, but they automatically threw him into a street fight, and I was like, oh.
See, I like that. I like that. You're going to be able to let him play to his limitations in a believable way.
And he can take his time with it. It's not all in the squared circle. I just worry about, okay, like how many bumps is he going to take? How many times is he going to be hit with stuff? How many times is he going to have to go through said objects like tables and whatever?
Well,
that kind of worries me. It's because that's going to take time off his regular in-ring career, I feel. But we don't know how tough he is. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, he was doing the whole splash thing, Not
high. I'm high, Zach. I'm high. I was in the treehouse before I got here. Sorry, J-Bone. I didn't mean it. I just saw somebody accusing me of not being high. And I was like, fuck you, Zach. I'm totally high. Come on.
He's always high.
Yeah. Always. It's like a permanent state.
In the clouds. But yeah, I am excited about this. And I especially liked what they did with Darby when he came in on the zip line. That really
the callback there was super cool. I mean, there have been some great moments in this. The first few weeks of Sting just being around were amazing, period. Like, that's all I needed to see. But I'm glad we're getting to a head here, and we're going to see what's next for Sting after this. Like, this has been, call it slow burn, call it plotting, call it what you will. I'm glad we're here finally.
And who knows? Maybe he isn't going to be around all the time. Maybe he'll take a break after this. Whatever he does, I'm good with it.
I could see that happening.
I don't need to see snow every week. Okay.
No. And you know what? AEW, somewhere that they have really addressed a need is that they don't have legends of their own. So they've gone out and they've strategically hired, poached, whatever you want to call it, legends who bring value, right? They don't have to be in the ring. Arn Anderson is fantastic in his role. Jake Roberts has been what a career resurgence for Snake Man we're seeing. I'm trying to think Tully wrestled in a fucking match and it was fun and I thought he did great. I don't want to see him again, but it was cool as shit to see Tully Blanchard in the ring.
Just the fact that he had a chance to do it again was fun to see with JJ Dillon there.
Yeah. And I popped huge. Arn in the tunnel, in the the babyface tunnel, the things that if you grew up in the South or in territory area in general, there's a lot to like about what AEW does with their legends. I think I think they utilize them extremely well, except for Vicky Guerrero.
Yeah, and I've been saying that since I started this podcast 7 years ago, is that we need more mentor manager figures, and AEW has 1,000% brought that back.
Yes,
it's needed in this industry, and there's so many veterans of the squared circle that can give their time and energy and wisdom to the next generation, the ones that are willing to, because not everybody, some just are enjoying their time away from everything because of what happened in their careers. But, but yeah.
But you know what, if they're ready to come back to the business, I think they can find a supportive home in AEW. It's so clear that they treat their legends with respect and deference. I mean, they've got guys like DDP back there who is known for what he does for other human beings on this planet. Tony Khan is clearly an empathetic and compassionate guy. This company just does a lot right. It's hard not to root for him.
Yeah.
What are they saying? What are you laughing at in the chat?
Oh, it's, RK says snow or rain or lightning or something.
Oh, for Sting?
Yeah, dude, he's just gonna bring like a monsoon next feud or something. And then Zach Bonifer's just confused as hell. Says Sting's a mailman.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. So, but yeah, I am absolutely looking forward to this. We'll see what they bring. They'll tear the building down. All right, next we got the AEW tag titles. This one's gotten personal, so personal, between Jericho with MJF versus the defending tag champs, the Young Bucks. Your thoughts on this match going into this?
I can tell you up front, I just don't think they're going to move these belts off the Bucks, and I would be really upset if they put them on Jericho and MJF. Santana and Ortiz are getting shit on. That's the premier tag team in the fucking world, in my opinion. So if MJF and Jericho win these belts, I may boycott Dynamite for a couple weeks. Don't put these belts on those guys. Like, yeah, Jericho is one of the greatest of all time. MJF's got a stellar future, fantastic. These guys are fun. Do not move the belts onto them. Those belts need to be put on Santana and Ortiz. I'm going to keep saying it every time I do an AEW show. I know this is my first one. Santana and Ortiz, belt them. Young Bucks retain.
Young Bucks, all right. I love the Young Bucks. They are absolutely one of my favorite all-time tag teams over the last decade, watching them grow from their Generation B platform and classic TNA, going through New Japan, building the Bullet Club brand. Oh, excuse me. Ring of Honor, and now helping create this brand that we're talking about right now, AEW. And I've just grown to love these guys. And I just got their action figures. It made me so happy yesterday. It just blew the roof off my place. Can't wait to redo my office eventually in the next week or so, and finally, get everything lined up how I want to present it in here. It's going to be a bit, but we'll get there.
Where are you going, J-Bone?
This whole thing with Jericho and MJF has really blown up bigger, in my opinion, than the whole inner circle drama. Because I was first thinking, well, Sammy's going to come back and he's going to help the Young Bucks win, but I think that's too early to call that.
I think it's too early for Sammy to come back too. It
is, because he said he was going to go away. He was going to do the Impact stuff. That we don't have to discuss that. That we know what happened there. That he had a falling out there. This just didn't happen. And so yeah, it's going to be a bit of a mystery to see what and where he shows up next, as far as his next feud and coming back to the company. We'll see. But as far as Jericho and MJF, they are absolutely one of the biggest forces against the Young Bucks right now. Like I said, they made it personal, attacking Papa Buck, and you don't do that. So that's, it's one thing to crap on the legacy of the Young Bucks and everything they've done and their tag team run now currently, but you start attacking family and it goes to a whole nother level. I could absolutely see the belts changing here, honestly.
On the Jericho, really?
Yeah, I can.
I think that's a terrible decision.
I don't want it, but I can see it happening just because of who it is.
Yeah, the star power is certainly there. They're over enough, but I would hate that decision, honestly.
And they just announced some brand new figures for them too, and Jake Hagar is also getting his first figure.
I tell you what, I'd be okay with that if the end result is that Santana and Ortiz turn and get those belts as baby faces. I'd be down. I'd be down with that.
Yeah, just make it a transition, like have them keep it for a couple months, and then next
pay-per-view. Yep.
Next pay-per-view, boom.
Yeah. I'd be okay with that. Anything that gets the belts on the right guys, which is Santana and Ortiz, I'm okay with it. There's a really logical path if it goes the way you think it's going to go on Sunday to get to there. So I would like that.
Absolutely.
I like this question from Zach, though. Which comes first, you redoing your office or Bill posting on Instagram?
Oh, absolutely me.
Or Trent watching a WWE Raw match. Not WWE, Raw specifically.
Oh, I'm going to drive to Chicago and hog tie his ass. And
we'll watch a whole 3 hours.
Yeah, just 3 hours. And he'll be crying, just, fetal position on the floor. No!
I can't make it through. I made it through 40 minutes of Raw 2 weeks ago because Johnny had a match and it opened with The Miz with the belt. So I made it 40 minutes into that one because it was good stuff. But, man, I don't know how you do. You're a trooper, J-Bone. You are an absolute machine. 3 hours of Raw.
I take the good with the bad, and
it's a lot of bad though.
I just, to each their own. I try to focus more on the positives, what I like, but I do get critical on the negatives, the stuff that I don't like the women's division and whatnot.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. It's the road to WrestleMania, and I just try to do what I can with it.
It's an exciting time by default because it is the road to WrestleMania. If there's a time to watch WWE product, even if you don't like the way it's being produced at the time, it's right now. I'll watch Fastlane because it's going to be the first pay-per-view on the Cock. So if you don't have Cock, get the $5.99 tier for the Cock, and you will get Fastlane as your first pay-per-view.
I mean, that's not bad for a pretty loaded Cock.
Yeah, exactly, J-Bone. Exactly what I'm talking about.
Dear God. All right, back to AEW Revolution.
This is AEW.
Enough about your cock, Mark. Oh shit! All right, so we'll see what happens with this tag team turmoil. Well, hopefully the Young Bucks will get some. They'll avenge their father.
That's another reason they're going to win. Come on, man! Your dad doesn't get beat down and bloodied like that, and you lose.
Yeah. Man. We'll see. But it's just also for the sake of picking someone different sometimes. But all right, so now going different here. Now we got another tag match before we get to the main event. We got a grudge match. I do not know how to spell grudge, apparently. Dear God. My chicken scratch. We got sexy Chucky T, Chuck Taylor with Orange Cassidy versus Kip Sabian and Miro. What do you think, dude?
Man, this is going to be the time where they finally do something with Miro. It's not been the most smooth path to this productive with Miro. You were just talking about positivity, and I know I'm not quite as positive as you, so I'll try and keep it positive. I think that Miro's going to be like that last promo he cut on Dynamite, the backstage that he did. This is just going to be, I know we're going to see big pop for the live crowd for Orange Cassidy, and that's why he's on this card. I love Orange Cassidy too. But
sure.
Without Trent, we may see Trent return.
No, he's going to be gone for a while because he's got he's got a torn pec or shoulder ACL? Or something.
Oh, is it up here?
That's
okay.
It's shoulder or pec. It's one of the two. I forget what it is.
Okay. Regardless of Trent's return or not, or status, Miro's going to just own in this match. I think this is going to be a Miro spotlight. We may see Sabian wrestle too, but I think Miro's just going to crush this match. It's going to be the shortest match on the card too, I think.
Well, yeah, he's been out, right? He's had an injury. I just read that somewhere that Kip's been he was banged up or something.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure. And that's why they did such a long run with the whole wedding thing too.
Okay.
Was to give him time to heal up. I don't remember what it was. I read that somewhere.
That differently, then it really damaged Miro coming in my opinion.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, Miro wins this match almost on his own. I bet we see little Sabian.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm going to mini Miro, little Kip. Okay.
They should paint him up and put some fake chest hair on him to be little mini Miro. Like, I want to see Miro wreck it. I hope that this is the match where Miro just destroys everything because we know he can. They need to unleash this dude.
Give Kip some goofy pants and a Disney shirt or something.
Yeah, Miro's look, man, I don't know. This whole thing with Miro has been kind of frustrating to watch. I hope that he gets this breakout that he needs.
He really, yeah. I mean, he sent. I remember seeing that discussion that he sent someone someplace to do his shopping for him, and because he's a bigger guy, that's like all they could find. It's like, dude, come on, man, just.
I haven't heard that.
You've got options. Yeah, I remember seeing that was one of the things he stuck on his YouTube.
Oh my god!
Talking about his debut when that happened last summer or fall, whenever that.
Trying to walk back his awful fashion sense. It wasn't me.
Just blame it on someone else.
Lana picked those clothes.
Yeah. Lana's taste blows. So yeah, who knows? But anyways, yeah, I think, yeah, and he did just cut a promo talking about this whole. Basically, this will be the end of this storyline, and what you're going to see going forward is a whole new Miro. So yeah, I can't wait to see him break out of this and really get just portrayed as the monster he is. So
yeah, same. I think this is going to be it. We're about to see a big shift for Miro, and this is it. I think.
Yeah. A win here will absolutely help this, and so yeah, we'll see what Kip does.
Yeah,
I don't want to overthink that. I don't know how banged up he really was, but we'll see.
I just kind of have this image in my mind of this match on the card and how short and how it's going to go, and I feel like it's going to be all Miro.
Jeff in the chat is throwing out a name for the ladder match, possibly Ryback. Yeah, and Ryback's been talking about a comeback lately, and we know it's not with WWE. So who knows? Yeah, it certainly could be him too.
Never say never, man. Bret Hart's been in WWE in the last 20 years.
Yeah, no kidding.
So never say never.
So, but now, last but certainly not least, we are on to the main event, the exploding barbed wire death match. Jon Moxley against the defending Kenny Omega, and I'm sure there will be a Don Callis lurking not too far behind.
Yeah, for sure,
man. I can't wait to see the setup of this because they're going to have some kind of monstrosity to probably come about with the demise of Moxley, I'm guessing, is how they're going to book this. It sounds like, I honestly think, as much as I love Mox, I know bigger picture wise, his wife is pregnant and he's going to need to take time off for that. And he certainly deserves it. He's been the face of the company over the course of the last year plus. And, so yeah, if this is, and that promo he cut in the ring was very telling as well, because he was talking about, if I'm going to go out, this is the way to go out. Yeah,
this has been the moment that Moxley has been preparing us for since he announced he was coming to AEW. Since the very first moment, that shot of him laying on the ground, smiling after getting his clock cleaned, like the very first week he showed up in the company, told the story of the roadmap we were going to get from Jon Moxley after becoming, as I mentioned earlier, in my opinion, the best babyface in all of wrestling right now at the moment. He is a pleasure to watch in every regard. The man is a fantastic talent in the ring, unbelievable on the mic, dedicated to his craft, honest as the day is long. Absolute throwback. Jon Moxley, I was not around for Dean Ambrose, really. I wasn't really watching that product or around it for that entire decade.
There were some highs and lows in it, but yeah.
For me, to me, Jon Moxley is just, I don't know how you can't like him if you're a wrestling fan. He's a perfect wrestler in just every regard. Kenny Omega, you can argue back and forth, but the plain fact of the matter is he's one of the best wrestlers probably ever of all time. The dude can work with anyone in any style of match. He's already given Moxley one of these matches and they tore that shit down. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Personally, I was a huge fan of the King of the Death match in the 90s. Big Funk fan, big Foley fan. I was a big XPW fan because I lived in LA at the time. Shout out Bell's Boy. This is my kind of match. Like, I'm so fucking pumped for this match. It's not even funny. This is going to be the match of the year. There's no way it cannot be. These two guys are amongst the most dedicated to their craft and to their fans around. There is absolutely no way in hell this setup isn't atrociously awful and horrible to look at. There is no way there's not a gallon of blood spilled by each of these guys. Someone's going to take a fucking bomb in the ring. Jesus, I don't even know what you can say about this match. It's going to be an absolute war. And I'm with you on the decision. Kenny retains.
Yeah.
Kenny retains.
Yeah.
Moxley takes a horrific bump to pin.
Yeah, as much as this will be the write-off of Mox going into, the rest of Renee's pregnancy, big picture-wise here. But as far as this story has been one of the greatest slow burns since Mox has come into the company. And it all started with him planting Kenny Omega on top of a pile of chips, the big room-sized chips, that was a great way.
Was awesome. Everything about Moxley, everything about the way Jon Moxley has been handled since the moment he was announced in this company has been perfect. Yeah. Like, again, I don't have the background. I know you're a huge Shield fan. I'm just completely fresh to Jon Moxley. If his Dean Ambrose work is even 25% of what his work as Jon Moxley is, I know it's fantastic because the guy is cut from a cloth that we haven't seen in a long time. I hope his career's forever.
Yeah. Well, the whole thing with CM Punk in the WWE and Daniel Bryan and those type of wrestlers really changed me as a fan of wrestling. And then they started bringing guys in like Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Mox, and the landscape changed. It wasn't these massive, 6'8", 400-pound gods. It was different. It was very different. And you put guys like Mox as the forefront of your company, and it's shocking. But the stuff they did with him was great. Well, like I said, it wasn't all wonderful, but just to see the landscape change, ever since CM Punk, and then see different things happen in the company was great. And now you've got this. You've got Mox at the top of this company, or one of the top guys, with Kenny Omega. And man, watching this journey has just been a joy. And I know nothing about these exploding barbed wire death matches other than the little footage I've seen lately. Somebody shared, and I wanted to talk about this for a minute. Somebody shared an entrance between two guys, two big names in Japan. And it was Oneida and someone else that had a big exploding barbed wire death match. And they showed the entrances of these guys. And they were saying, I hope that Kenny Omega and Jon Moxley redo these entrances and, for this event, because this is a really massive thing. And they showed Oneida come out, leather jacket, jeans, shades, walking the long path to the ring, grabs a chair, sits in the middle of the ramp, lights a cigarette, and just takes a slow stroll the rest of the way to the ring. And I'm like, oh my God, that's Moxley to a T. Mm-hmm. And then they showed a Hummer roll up, and the other guy gets out. I apologize, I can't remember his name.
Chad, help us out.
But it would be Kenny Omega's character, which would be perfect because, he's a larger than life champ, especially with Don Callis and all the things that he's doing, working this and that behind the scenes. So that'd be a perfect thing. Mox badass smoking a cigarette to the ring, and then Kenny Omega showing up in a large, larger than life, driving down that ramp that FTR drove down, something very similar, you can't drive a vehicle through the tunnels that they have.
Well, there's so much they can do. Like having Oneida on already. I mean, there's so much they can do to pay homage here. Like for anyone who was a fan, like, hey, Chris is saying like the FMW stuff, BJW, all that stuff in Japan. Like I said, I lived in LA for all the XPW stuff. If you like this kind of stuff, like I'm not like Bill is, he's really up on the modern deathmatch stuff. Like I've never even seen much CZW, but the possibilities for these matches are from the instant they get in the ring. And so it's tense right away. Like the matches feel important from the very beginning. Like I would recommend the 95 King of the Death match, Funk and Foley finals. That match is like of the ones I've seen, my favorite death match. I don't know what we're going to get here. I want to see if it's the ring ropes that are set. Is there going to be gimmicked planks? Are we going to see a table with a bomb attached to it? It just, my anticipation for this, like literally couldn't be higher. Like we know Moxley's going to take it, but I guarantee you that Omega takes a big fucking bumper 10 because he's Kenny Omega. So this match is going to be wild.
They're going to set some kind of big trap for Mox to like fall into
like
somewhere.
The barbed wire pit last time.
Something. Something off to the side somewhere that's covered up, and then they'll unveil it like, we got him. He's done. He's So there'll be an era of old school to it too, just with the way I know Don Callis acts, like the sinister heel manager, like Moxley is done forever, So
man, and just chat keeps popping with names and stuff, and callbacks. We could see just a lot of homage paid. I mean, I don't remember the last time we've seen a marquee death match on television, like maybe never in this country. So it's kind of a big deal. This is going to be the first time for a lot of people. So I hope you have an iron stomach. Keep a trash can handy just in case it gets a little too graphic, because it's a live show, man. I mean, it's not like we have a whole lot of practice with detonating bombs in a wrestling ring.
Well, Mox even said, like, I know a lot of little kids watch this brand, and he said it's not for little kids. It's going to be violent. So but I can't wait. It's going to be brutal. It's going to shake things up. It's going to be the craziest thing this company's ever done, I feel.
Oh yeah, and this company's done some wild shit in its very short history. This is going to top it all, no doubt. No doubt. These two guys don't ever deliver less than 120%.
Right.
So put them together in a match like this, and Moxley knowing he's going on hiatus, Kenny knowing the pressure that's on him to potentially be the uniter of all the feds around the world against the evil empire. Dude, there's a lot on the line here. A lot on the line.
Hayabusa, is that the other guy that went against him? Oh, Chris said that entrance was Chono and Oneida. Okay. All right. So, thank you guys for throwing some names out there. It helps me because I'm going to certainly watch some stuff this weekend leading up to that, just because I'm curious. I've seen clips, but I want to see like the full shebang. I want to see some of these matches.
It's just, I can tell you the one thing that's different about an exploding match than any other match is the tension right away, because you don't know necessarily where the explosions are set. Sometimes you do because you can see them, but sometimes you just don't know. So there's always that fear because it's going to be scary.
What's going to trigger what?
Yeah, and it's scary every time. Even when like there's a one, I think it may have been 94 death match where Foley takes the bump on the rigged board, and it's in the ring the whole time. It's coming, but it doesn't matter. It's still so fucking scary when he lands on it. And it's a terrifying type of match.
Someone's going to lose another ear or something.
Yeah, this is going to be crazy. Your watch along should really be a wild one during this.
Yeah, I can't wait. Yeah, so folks, I am going to be doing a live watch along reaction, because I know with the action and the surprises and the violence, it's going to be crazy. So I can't wait. So, you got Kenny Omega in this one?
Absolutely, 100% positive Kenny Omega is going to retain here. I love John Moxley. He doesn't have a chance in hell based on the real world plus the storyline. No way.
Yeah, but it's still going to be a glorious hot mess of a match to see everybody just all the explosions and how they're going to tell a story.
I think this is one of those rare matches that you can say before it happens is going to be a legendary match 20 years from now, and you should do everything you can in your power to watch it. I think it's safe to say that about this match, and you don't say that all the time. Greatest wrestling match ever last year wasn't really the greatest, and I didn't think it was going to be. This one will be memorable.
Oh, absolutely. And we've seen some great ones this year so far, and we're going to see some even more the following weekend for Sacrifice. I guarantee it.
Oh, man. One last question I like is who is the Paul White mystery announcement?
Yeah, that's what I was going to cover last. I've seen a bunch of names out there. No, that's okay. It's all right. So that's basically the predictions. We covered all the matches, and we even covered a little bit of the mystery for the ladder match that's happening for the Face of the Revolution. But yeah, there is the other name that's going to be announced. And hey, that person could even show up in this match we just talked about, the death match. So who knows?
Well, no, he said they wouldn't be in a match, right?
No, what he did say specifically is that the one that Big Show talked about is not the same as the mystery in the ladder match.
Okay, so they could still be in a match. They're just
they still could show up and do something somewhere. Like if you don't see anything throughout the whole show as far as an announcement, like halfway through, like between something, then absolutely going to be a surprise in the last match. So yeah, we'll see where they place this, and it could be just a hey, by the way, so and so signed. Depending on depending on how big the name is, I don't know. We'll see. It's hard to gauge that.
The way they're framing it is the red herring, right? The potential or could be a Hall of Famer. Isn't that the verbiage that they used? Or potential Hall of Famer, or should be a Hall of Famer, or could. It was something very kind of vague and misleading on purpose like that, which leads me like in a very specific direction, which is that of another legend.
Yeah, like it shouldn't. It's probably someone that's not a WWE Hall of Famer.
But
that should be because of their legacy.
Right. Correct. That's what I'm thinking too.
And then the only other thing he said vaguely is it's not who you think it is. So I mean that's like what?
Yeah, that's like not a clue at all.
Yeah, it's because I think it's this guy. Wait, it's not that guy. So
yeah, I actually don't think it's a guy, honestly.
Really?
I don't.
All right.
Who do you think it is, J-Bone? Who do you think is the mystery Paul White announcement this weekend we're going to get?
The first one's off the top of my head that Hall of Fame. Okay, so you got to go off the fact that it's probably someone that's not in the Hall of Fame. So that takes out names like Mark Henry and Kurt Angle because they're already in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, Mark Henry is in the Hall of Fame? I don't know my WWE. I don't know my WWE Hall of Fame that well.
I thought he was. This whole last year is like scrambled my brain. So,
right?
Yeah, I think he is. Does someone let me know? Because I know Booker T is. So it's not Booker T. Raju says in the chat, Scott Steiner. That'd be interesting.
Oh man, I hope so. No, we got to see Steiner at Sacrifice.
Yeah, right. That'd be a 2/3 and 1/2 chance of that. I don't know. I of course, because I'm still a big CM Punk fan. I would love to see him come back, but I don't think his chances of being there are very good because very similar to someone else that's big at another company. He's shooting. He's filming something somewhere outside the country. I think.
Chris says that Khan did say it's a he too, so I'm off on it being a female talent.
Okay. I'll say I don't know, because another name out there, I mean, like, I know some people said RVD too, but he's also working with WWE on that Icons project. There's no way they would do a project with him if he signed with.
Yeah, no.
They would absolutely take that off the table. We know that. And I want to see that Icons project because I feel like RVD.
Oh, hell yeah.
Those like if you saw the Yokozuna one, those are tremendous specials. I really enjoyed that because I didn't know shit about them, honestly.
They'll be on the Cock March 18th.
Oh, there you go.
Cock lovers rejoice.
Fastlane the cock. All right.
Hell yeah.
So, dear God. Lesnar.
Man, no way. No way. There's no fucking way it's Lesnar.
He's a bit. I mean, it's business, you know.
There's no way.
Who thought Big Show would show up?
There's no way it's Lesnar. Like
that's why I think that because
there's no way.
But then I also look at it could be. I know a lot of people are saying Christian.
We just saw Christian wrestle. He's not under contract anymore?
Well, he showed up at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
He didn't show up anywhere else after that. Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, there was no he's back, he's clean.
Maybe it is Christian. Maybe it's Christian. I like that.
I think whatever it is going to shake things up.
What about Angle? I mean, I'd prefer he come back to Impact, and I feel like he's more likely to go to Impact, but Angle's like super in shape now if you follow him on social media.
I don't know how he's feeling physically because he did that one interview with Chris Van Vliet within the last year, and he looked pretty freaking miserable.
Yeah.
Like it took him it was hard for him to get through that interview. He was so miserable.
But at AEW, he wouldn't necessarily have to wrestle. He wouldn't have to wrestle. You know, he could be getting in shape to be TV ready, right? Like they utilize their legends very differently. I mean, I could see it being Angle.
I don't know. I just knowing all the litany of injuries that he's had.
Serious injuries too. I would just like to see. That's like the deep down hope inside of me that just wants to see Kurt Angle back in wrestling. Period. You know. Hopefully it's Angle, but I like Christian. Whoever said Christian, that's a really great guess.
Yeah. There's Ken Shamrock getting thrown around the chat. I don't know.
I don't see that happening.
I mean, he's in great shape. I don't know if he's still under contract with Impact. I have no idea.
I mean, he was seemingly written off TV by D'Amore a few weeks ago, a month ago, whatever, but you never know.
Yeah, who knows?
Oh, D-Back Cub says Angle is a Hall of Famer, which is a good point. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
New man.
Jack.
Somebody gonna die.
Well, then he's absolutely showing up in the death match and just bringing toys.
Yeah, guaranteed. Bringing a knife for stabby because New Jack is out of his gourd.
Right. With, what's his tag team partner?
Oh, and the Gangsters? What's his name?
Mustafa? Something.
I don't know.
Anyways. So yeah, there's a few guesses. Whatever it is, I'm here for it. I'm sure it'll be something that'll shake things up, and I can't wait to see who it is. So, any final thoughts on this?
No, man. That's a good exhaustive coverage. Hour and a half on predictions. I like it. We kind of went down the whole thing. I'm excited for the death match. I can't wait to see the reactions on social media as much as the match itself.
Yeah.
So that should be Sunday night should be a trip for sure for everybody.
Absolutely should.
What about you? Is that the match you're probably looking forward to the most?
I'm looking forward to what the ladies bring. It'll be great to see what Sting brings. That's a lot of fun. That's going to
be interesting. Yeah, I agree with that.
A lot of little things I'm really looking forward to because there's something here for everyone. There's tag team stuff. There's hardcore violence. A few different ladies matches. The ladder match, everything. Just there's a little bit of everything. I'm really looking forward to almost everything on here. It's a classic grudge match. honestly, the ladder match I think I'm looking forward to the most. It's just the star power in that ladder match is tremendous. Although, I mean, I certainly want to see the death match and everything too. But plus, we're going to get a surprise, so we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I think we'll get a bunch of surprises. So it should be a good one.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. So yeah, join me Sunday. The plan for now is to do a watch along live reaction, not a co-stream. We're not doing that, but we'll do a live reaction here, and with a short review, afterwards covering the results and stuff. And yeah, it should be a blast. I can't wait. And yeah, so yeah, stay tuned for that. Can't wait. I'll be back later tonight covering some SmackDown stuff. And
Power Bone, never-ending podcast bone.
Yeah, double shot today, baby. Hold on to your butts.
Crazy.
So yeah, can't wait for that. Saturday, I'm going to probably take the day off, do some family stuff, maybe work at my office a little. We'll see what comes up. But till then, you know what we do is we get out of here. We smash that like button. We smash that sub button. Ring that bell for notifications. Why? So that you know when more of my content hits your screen. For your audio, go to anchor.fm/smash this podcast. Goes all over the place now. Goes to Spotify, Google, Apple. Now it's on Podbean, Verbal, Castbox, Rebel Radio. It's like a dozen different things. Wherever, just type it in, look it up, you'll find it, folks.
On D's nuts.
That's not yet. That's we'll see where it goes. But yeah, hopefully not there. Dear God.
To infinity and bone on, says Zach.
Boy, there we go. That's oof. I don't think Disney's gonna like that visual. But anyways, let's get out of here. We'll see you folks later tonight. Much love. Stay safe. See you soon.